Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. I'm here with Dr. Eric Goldman, who's guiding us through all sorts of interesting films on the subject of the Jewish experience in films. He's an author and lecturer and helped program the series that we're bringing you every Tuesday night in primetime this month. Thanks for being here, Eric.
Thank you.
So up next we have a powerful film from director Sidney Lumet and starring one of the best actors of his generation, Rod Steiger. It's The Pawnbroker from 1964. Why this particular film?
Sidney Lumet is doing something which had not been dealt with, and that is to look at the stress that Holocaust survivors faced and all of the issues that they brought with them having survived the camps. And he does this, and he places it in a New York environment, and wants us, and contrasts it with the situation of Hispanics, Latinos in Harlem, and does a masterful job.
Yeah, it's also almost done like a mystery thriller.
Almost like a mystery thriller, and yet he brings in some techniques that were fairly new for American cinema. The whole notion of flashbacks and survivors and recalling certain things which survivors were doing. I mean, this is already 15 years or more. I mean, this is close to 20 years after the war, and survivors are still waking up in the middle of the night with nightmares.
Right.
And it's being passed on to the next generation, because no matter what you say, a survivor, the various issues that they carry are carried on to the next generations.
Now, what's interesting is that so many of these films did not catch on with the public. This one did. This was a very popular movie. Cutting
edge and New York-based, with the kind of New York flavor that Lumet was famous for.
Right.
And the fact that he was able to bring in the two cultures, and the contrast works.
Right.
And Quincy Jones's music just makes it that much more fabulous.
I think this was his first film score.
Yes, yes.
Also, Rod Steiger is absolutely fabulous in this movie. One of the great performances ever put on film.
There's no question about it.
And Sidney Lumet, the perfect director for it. And he makes New York City so much a character in the film.
Yes, and he does it, of course, in most of his films. Lumet also brought something else to this picture. Lumet grew up in the Yiddish theater.
Right.
His father was a Yiddish actor. He himself was a child actor in the Yiddish theater. And he even places his father in this film, his father Baruch Lumet, as the old man who is a survivor. And
I didn't realize that.
Yes, he's the one who lies in bed, suffering and ailing. So it's that sensitivity which Lumet carries and brings into this film that makes the film that much more powerful.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's see the film. Here it is, a movie that earned Rod Steiger a much-deserved Academy Award nomination. Movie also with Geraldine Fitzgerald, Brock Peters, and the first movie with a music score written by the great Quincy Jones. From 1964, The Pawnbroker.